Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm not gonna talk about technical analysis. I'm not gonna bore you with my strategy. Alright, there will be no trades today because I want to do something different, and I'm 100% sure that this will make you a better trader if you apply everything that I'm gonna say, right? Today I want to share with you my psychology performance journal, how I journal my mental state during the day and how that made me a better trader. Doing this made me realize a lot of problems and eventually fix them, right? So that made trading stress-free for me, right? And it is much easier now to trade these markets, right? Because I fixed most of my problems, not all of them, but most of them. The ones that made me overtrade, over risk, hesitate during executions, they're all gone. So I'm gonna share with you my journal, right? How you can make one of yourself. And also I'm gonna explain each column or each line that you need to fill, right? With details and how you can analyze your journal to become a better trader. So let's get started. So first of all, here's the template that we're gonna fill, but let's put this into a calendar, right? So let's put this into a calendar. So what you want to do is you head to your Notion. I like Notion, it's very easy, right? I keep all of my trading stuff in Notion. So what you want to do is basically you want to create a new page, right? And then click on here and then click on calendar. Right, so it will give you this. You can name it right here, and what you want to do is, let's see today's date. What you want to do is to click here and it will give you this page. So here you can write the title of your day. This is not very important, but you can do this at the end of the day. So what was the title of your day, right? Just be creative. And here we're gonna paste these right here. I'm gonna leave them in the comments, right? Just paste them right here. This is the template that you're gonna fill every single day, guys. Every single day, right? Don't miss days, because this is very important, right? If you do this right, I promise you that you will be a better trader. Your psychology will be in check, and thus you will be more focused on fixing your edge, your technical edge, right? Okay, so you're gonna pass these in here and you're gonna do this every single day, right? Easy. So now let's get into the important stuff, which is how you're gonna fill this right here, right? How you're gonna fill each one of them. This is inspired by the book The Mental Game of Trading, and it is a very, very good book. I strongly recommend you to check it out. This is from chapter 1 and chapter 2, right? But in the remaining chapters, the author goes deeper into the psychological problems that every trader faces. But this right here, this simple one, is going to help you a lot, right? So let's get started explaining each one of these, right? Let's start with this one, the first title. This is not very important, but I strongly recommend you to fill it in, right? So basically, how is the market before you start trading, right? So you take a look at it. How is it? Is it something new that you have never seen before, right? Well, if that's the case, that you need more tape reading, right? You need more back testing. So let's say maybe you are a trend trader and you see a range, right? So this is like an early flag for you, an early sign whether this is going to be like a normal session or this is something that you have never seen before and you're probably going to screw things up, right? So very important what's going on with the market. Don't just write technicals, right? Don't say fair value gaps, I don't know, end dogs. Just be brief right here, right? And now let's move on to, and be creative, guys, right? Be creative. In this column you can write anything you want. Just, I don't know, like one line, 2 lines, that's for me is enough, right? So the second one is the most important one in here, right? Very, very important. So in here we have 3 titles, right? 3 items that we need to fill. First of all, we have the pre-trade state. Very, very, very important, guys. What's going on with you before you start trading? This is something that so this is not something that you want to fill at the end of the day, right? Some of them, there will be before the trading session. Some of them would be just before the trading session, during the trading session, and then right after the trading session, and the rest you can fill it in by the end of the day. So pre-trade state. So what's going on with you? Are you 100% focused? Did you get enough sleep? All right. Are you in the right mental state? Is there some problems in your personal life that's going on, that's bothering you, right? Because all of these problems, guys, I'm telling you, I promise you that they will reflect on the trading session, right? A lot of your trading problems, right? Over trading, I don't know, maybe not taking enough risk. You are folding, you are literally reducing your risk to none because you're not going anywhere with that. You are, I don't know, like not confident with your setup, although you have seen it a lot of times. A lot of those during the trade problems, they have to do with the pre-trade state, right? And when you start writing down what's going on in here, right, you're going to start noticing a pattern, right? Recognizing a pattern that is going on with you, right? So you know that maybe after 20 days, 30 days, whenever you are not in the right state, pre-trade state, you're not doing well in the chart, right? So don't expect to find or to answer all of your questions during the first day when you fill this form in. Just do this every single day, and believe me, a lot of your questions will be answered, and you will realize problems that you have never even realized that they are there, right? So pre-trade state, very important. You want to write this in just before the training session, right? Moving on to the most important thing in this journal. During trade state, what you want to do is to leave this open while you are trading, and every single thought that crosses your mind, I want you to write it right here. I made a list, right? So as you can see, I made a numbered list. I want you to write every thought that crosses your mind. Like, during the trading session, your state will not remain the same unless you have, I don't know, like your professional trader, right? You have spent a lot of times in front of the chart the right way. Rather than that, your mental state will change during the trading session. And a lot of thoughts, both positive thoughts and negative thoughts, and also thoughts that you cannot label, right? They will cross your mind, and I want you to write them right here. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you are, I don't know, you are trading, you are confident, you are watching the chart, and suddenly you remembered all the failed challenges before, all the challenges that you failed before, and suddenly you are now feeling shaky, you are not confident, right? I want you to write this here. When you start writing them in, when you start writing your thoughts, you will give them more importance, and you will give them a deeper thinking, right? Let's say, for example, you saw your setup, right? And now it's time to execute, but you hesitated, right? You don't want to execute anymore. So what's going on? What's happened? So I want you also to write that in. You hesitated to execute your setup. Let's say you enter that trade, but you are not very confident. So why are you not confident? These things that you will analyze later on by the end of the day or by the end of the week, right? So why are you not confident, although you executed the trade that was within your trading plan? So let's say, for example, maybe your trading plan, your model is not, or it doesn't have enough statistical data to back it up. So for you, you can trust it that in the long run, it will make you profitable and it will deliver the intended result. So maybe that's a reason you enter the trade and you are still and not confident, and now you found a problem and found a solution also. You need to go and gather data about your model, right? Easy. And you will find a lot of thoughts right here. I want you to keep this open again and write everything that crosses your mind. And after a few days, you will notice a pattern. So this is very important, and I need you to be very detailed in here. Don't be shallow, right? Pour your heart into these lines, guys. Now moving on to the post-trade state. So what happened, or how are you feeling after the training session? Are you sad? Are you upset because you had a losing day? Well, that's a problem. You shouldn't be upset after a losing day. You should be upset if you didn't follow the plan, right? That's something that can upset you, but not a losing day. If your model, I don't know, delivered one trade per day and it has like 70-60% win rate, well, losing days are normal. And when you start putting your thoughts into lines, into words, you will again give them deep thought, give them deep thinking, and you will found logic in them, right? But if you just keep them thoughts, you will never have the time to go through them one by one. So are you happy under the post-trade state? Well, are you happy because you had a winning day? Well, you shouldn't be happy after a winning day. You should be happy after if you followed your training plan to the T, right? A professional trader will not be happy after winning a trade, right? They evaluate their performance, I don't know, like by quarters or by yearly basis. So again, don't be shallow and write exactly how you feel after the trade or after the trading session. Moving on to the third title or the third section, which is the key observations. So this is also very important, very, very important. And also, guys, this is something that you can do is, if you want feedback, if you like having thoughts right here and you can't really know why you have these thoughts, you can always go to, I don't know, a friend of yours that is mastered his psychological game, or maybe you can use ChatGPT, right? I use that all the time. I give it my thoughts, my problems, and it will give me feedbacks, suggestions, and a lot of times I can find my solution there, right? So if you want something to get feedback from, right, use those generative AIs. So moving on to the third section, which is what went well. So this is a psychological win. This is a reinforcement, a positive reinforcement. So what did you do good during the day, right? Maybe you followed your plan. Although, I don't know, although it was a losing day, you followed your plan. And it was a small losing day because you followed your plan. You didn't give in to your thoughts, right? You didn't overtrade, you didn't chase price. You followed your plan and you had a winning day. So this is very good, right? You want to give yourself a pat on the back, right? Again, be very detailed in here, right? This is your journal, this is your diary. Use this to reflect on. Moving on to the challenges faced, right? During the day, there will be challenges, and maybe you didn't manage your stop loss well. Maybe you were too afraid to hold till your TP, although your TP was at a logical place, right? So I want you to write them in here, all the challenges that you faced during that day. Maybe, I don't know, like you just couldn't follow your trading plan. Your plan suggested that you need to have 5 conditions to be met, yet you couldn't wait for all of those conditions to be met. So this is something that you need to put in here. And when you start putting it in here, this section is going to help you a lot. So you are now identifying the problem, you're addressing the problem right here, and now you are like fixing it in here, right? So keep fill in this form carefully. All the challenges, don't involve your ego in here, right? Be very vulnerable in here and write all your challenges and weaknesses that you have found during the day. Moving on to the last section, which is learning and improvement. So what lessons you learned during the day? So a losing day is only, or can be considered a loser only if you didn't learn anything. So what did you learn in here, right? When you learn something during the day, you want to write them, or write it in a piece of paper, write it in a notepad in details, because this way it will stuck in your memory, right? But if you just learn it, and like we learn things all day long from social media and new information, but we like retain 1% of them. We forget 99% of the information that we'll learn from those social media platforms. So I want you to write your lessons, the lessons that you learned in here, right? So the next time you open, or during the training session, you want to make a stupid mistake, you want to take a stupid trade, you will refer back to this, the lessons learned, right? So areas for improvement. So this is something also very important, and I wanted to share with you a quote that I saw the other day, which is, the discipline of writing something down is the first step toward making it happen, right? This is 100% true. Discipline of writing something down is the first step toward making it happen, right? So during the day, we have a lot of thoughts go through our mind, like maybe you are not in shape. You'll tell yourself that I really need to start working out, I really need to start running, right? Start eating healthy, right? I need to write or read more books, I need to finish that book. But if you don't write that training program in a piece of paper, in your phone, right? How are you going to do this? How many miles you're going to run, right? Or when exactly tomorrow you're going to go for a run? Or what is your new diet? What are the food that you want to avoid? If you don't write them, they're just thoughts, right? So journaling here, the areas of improvement, the areas for improvement, right? So how can you improve? So what areas you can improve on? Maybe during the pre-dread state, you are feeling tired, so that's something that you need to work on. Your sleep isn't good, right? Maybe during the trade state you notice that you are not very confident about taking your trades, although it is part of your model. So this is something that you need to work in, meaning you need to trust your model more, meaning that you need to backtest it more, right? Go back to demo trading until you start trusting your model, right? Because if you don't trust your model, then how are you going to trade, right? So a lot of areas that everybody will have his or her own areas for improvement. Write them down in here, and the action steps, right? How you going to address these areas of, like maybe your sleep. So maybe you need to watch out for the food you eat right before bed, right? What hour you need to sleep, right? Or maybe you can take more supplements to make your trade, to make your sleep better. I don't know how you're gonna fix these areas, and also the challenges faced right here. So spend time here, and don't do this like once a week, twice a week. Do this every single day, and by the end of the week, right, on the weekend, you can analyze all of those previous days, and you will see patterns. And if you want something advanced, right, regarding psychology, trading psychology, and how you can actually fix your problems, you can refer back to the book, The Mental Game of Trading, right? Read the rest of the chapters, but this is something that I'm 100% that it will help you, this simple template, right? So I believe this is the end of this video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, or DM me in my Twitter account. Now, happy trading and good luck.